on this episode of Homebrewed Heroes.
Formulas when it comes to potions. I guess you could say this one is more of a homebrew of sorts.
Mention the name of the podcast.
Oh, mention the name of the podcast. What?
Wait, okay, babe. Use your insight. Use your inspiration die. Get advantage on this roll. Wait, are you fleecing our party right now, Meta?
I mean,
are you fleecing?
She's a
Let's
thief.
do it. That's what...
Hello and welcome to another riveting adventure of Homebrewed Heroes.
I like that rumble. Rumble of heroes and then the woo.
Yeah, you guys.
Single woo. Yeah. The token woo.
The token woo.
That probably accurately depicts our fan base.
Self-burn.
Oh.
Self-inflicted burns. Always the worst.
So harsh. So you guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
How you guys feeling after that super long encounter?
Tired.
I'm feeling a little,
A little hurt.
weary.
A little hurt. Not gonna lie, definitely thought we'd get through that a lot faster.
Yeah, we just gotta work on your balancing.
Yeah.
I thought the balancing was good.
Not suck it.
Hey, dude, at least the funny thing is that I was like totally ready too, because I was like, oh man, the whole party's gonna be together, gonna get through this real fast. And just no.
We're so used
No.
to it. Shoot, sorry.
All right, so yeah, you guys have solved my encounter puzzle, and you're all making your way towards the airship.
Please be there. Please.
Adria, Abe, and was it who ran next? Kren?
Gavin.
Or Gavin? You guys are probably almost maybe 200 yards ahead of everyone else. Everyone else is close behind. And behind everyone else, of course, is the massing army that is taking over Tristan Peak and, searching for survivors, which all happen to be those who are still alive, cultivating at the airship field. Get right into it. You guys want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey. Yo, what's up?
That's everyone.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm Mario.
At the airfield. We're veggies.
Hey everyone. Yeah, cultivating. Is it culminating? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Culminating. That's one thing I have to work on is I muddle my words a lot on the mic.
It's all good. I was just taken back for a second. I was like, so they're taking a brief break from really fleeing to start up some agriculture.
Yeah. I mean, you got to start somewhere. With the fall of
Call it Miracle Grow for a reason.
you know what? You guys are in Tristan Peak. You probably could grow anything.
That's valid. Just remember, we gotta preserve this for our children. So,
They say
ignoring the demon
children
force.
are our future.
Exactly. And we don't want to leave them nothing but ashes. So how about some potatoes as well? Wait a second, ash and potatoes.
Soybeans.
All right. So you guys are all running to the airfield. And guess what? You made it to the airfield. Yay!
Yay.
As you arrive to the airfield, though, you notice that the airships are gone. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I gotta point out, by the way, that 15-second description that you just offered lasted longer than the last 3 hours that we spent in the battle.
It really did.
Yeah.
Literally running down
time lapse there was
running down the streets and stuff was probably like 6 minutes of in-game time.
Yeah.
That encounter that took us almost 3 hours was 45 seconds. Oh man, D&D. It takes a real long time sometimes. All right, so you guys arrived to the airship or airfields. Just as you see kind of the last crew members entering or boarding onto a giant airship with the name Uflorin written on the sides. You see a flurry of men and women quickly finishing the last preparations before they take off. Atlas is standing at the top of the boarding plank, tossing a hefty pouch of coins up and down. He's pleased with himself with his nice little pool that he's just made. And he looks down at you all as you approach, and a big smile just kind of comes up on his lips.
Of course he does.
As you guys kind of walk up to the edge of the plank. I'm assuming you want to board this ship.
Yes.
Or I don't know if you want to hide out or
Would like to
nothing.
board this
No,
ship.
we're boarding
I
the
would
ship.
like to board.
I'm not hiding in this place.
So
Okay, so
I got my ass kicked by gnomes.
Tris kind of gestures
So, like-
towards that ship, so everybody knows this is our stop, and walks up the plank to Atlas, and she just kind of looks at him and goes, 3 gold ahead, right?
I see a girl made it and brought her friends. Yes, 3 gold.
And she just kind of plops the coins in his hands, goes, you miss me?
You're asking me?
Yes.
A man always misses the touch of a woman.
Oh.
She kind of gives him like a pat and then just boards the ship, making
Like
way
on the
for
dick?
everyone.
What is-
No,
On the butt?
On the
Like, where is
arm.
this going?
on the arm.
To be fair,
Like-
you go Pat.
I don't
Just a
know.
pat.
I just imagine something Victor would do and just the
No.
pat on the ass
Just like
as
on
she
the-
walks by.
On the arm,
Like the pat and
as I walk
squeeze.
by,
Yep.
and then let
Pat squeeze gone.
let everybody else go in behind me.
Okay, so you guys all pay the 3 gold?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gavin pays the 3 gold and does give him a pat on the ass as he walks by.
Atlas winks at you. You remember Atlas is a very eccentric man with many rings and flashy garb
What
on.
Thomas is trying to say, he's down for a threesome.
I just need a confirmation that everyone paid
I
the
think
3
he's
gold.
down for a
Kind of like
threesome.
trade. Like I promise to heal. Adria promises to heal him once.
Is the fucking cleric being stingy with her gold right now? That's fucking funny as shit.
That's funny shit.
She's like, what about like a barter system? Like,
Atlas kind of looks to Adrian. The only thing that talks on this ship is gold.
It's worth a shot. I'll pay.
Okay.
I bring Barzu behind me and I just plop 6 gold and keep on my way.
Cool. Kren?
I'm not causing any trouble here.
I'll give him 3 gold. Kind of just like take it out of the coin purse and go. With like a sour little look. And to him.
Awesome.
robbery.
Very
robbery.
clear that I don't fucking trust this guy.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm going to walk and just kind of look him up and down because he's complete opposite of me. He's dressed ostentatiously, and I'm just in my very simple monkish tunic, and
Yeah.
so I reach into my little pouch.
Yeah.
And I just pull out like 3 gold. And looks like that's all I have, and hand it to him.
Awesome.
Walk by.
Great. So all you guys lose 3 gold.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely thought there was gonna be more confrontation with that. But fuck yeah, that was awesome.
We're not always the most confrontational.
No, you guys
We're
all
not
just
always.
all kind of just paid
I
it.
don't
Okay.
think
Hero.
anyone knows how to pilot an
This
airship.
is not
Much
to
more
piss
concerned
him
with
off.
getting
He's
out
our
of here
only
right
way
now.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Gavin's perspective is like, I'm going to pay it and maybe try to rob this back at some point.
Yeah, I do not.
But
like
I could not pay it and die screaming among
This is
the,
true.
the
This
demon
is true.
hordes.
Yeah.
Meta
So-
right now, when I kill him, you can loot him.
Oh, yeah.
Just super
I
mad.
might loot him before you kill him, just in case.
Oh,
What
man.
we'll do is
Everyone-
after the 2 of us kill him, after you fail, we will loot both of your bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are now on the Ufrin.
Vaulted into you.
I'll make sure to drop you
Uncomfortable.
respectfully out of the airship.
You guys are you're all on the Ufrin now. Everyone's running around. As you can see, you can tell from who's on the top deck. There's maybe about 30 crew members, ranging from men and women from different species. Then there's also maybe about 10 merchants and visitors who came along as well that are also escaping on the ship. I don't know. Like if you think about it, it looks like the deck kind of looks like a normal, maybe like a pirate ship you would like imagine. But instead of a mast in the middle, there's these massive ropes or like wires that are tied up to a dirigible.
Oh, damn it.
What?
I forgot I had a cool plan for this. Like a month ago.
Oh, I
I
got
was
you.
going to use my transmutation to turn 3 copper pieces into gold pieces.
Oh, I got you.
And then pay them, and then when they go in the bag, they'll become copper.
fair.
But
Oh.
I don't know if you want to retcon it, but I was like, that was my plan a long time ago, and then I just forgot about
No,
it.
you got the gold. Sorry.
Gotta write that down.
Yeah, that's definitely forgot about that.
Have that, and then the back you have a giant rotor, right? And then also 2 giant like fans that you would assume that use to accelerate you forward. And then the hull of the ship, like the bottom, basically has these special panels. So they're wood, but with like runes worked into it, and these are the runes that help the flying ships tap into the ley lines to surf the ley lines, if you will.
Cool.
Everyone roll a perception check for me real quick. Nope.
That's a nat 20, bitch.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nat 20.
Don't worry, it's only come
Yeah,
on perception
that'd be a
checks, not on
9.
like anything useful.
18.
14
Oh, wait, that was
plus
too far.
whatever.
Wow, that was cool.
18.
I was just trying to
18?
slide
My what's perception bonus? Nothing, right?
If you have
If
one.
you have perception
How do
bonus.
I got max. I got my
What'd you
wisdom
roll?
maxed out, so I got good perception.
that. I think it's intellect.
Perception
No,
is
plus 4.
Mine's whiz.
Intellect? Did I just say intellect?
Yes.
intellect.
Oh yeah.
Intellect.
I don't have a
No, it's
bonus. I got
wisdom.
I was
14.
playing a lot of
So
Destiny.
It's under
Okay.
wisdom, and it's its own special.
16.
16?
Yeah.
What'd you get as Zealcoff?
9.
Okay.
I don't know
So,
shit 'cause I'm
I'm a
tired.
bummer.
yeah, I was going to say everyone but Azilkov notices the second airship that's behind the Ulfrin. And there's like a skeleton crew kind of busy working on it. So
Like a
they're-
skeleton crew or a
no, like,
skeleton crew?
like
Yeah, that is a
We're dealing with
distinction
undead.
you have to
I
make
want
in
to
this
I was
world.
I was about to make the distinction.
Sorry,
Uh,
just figured out. That's
I literally have written on my thing a skeleton crew parentheses, not skeletons.
fantastic.
You know your party very well.
Yes.
Why didn't we get on that shit?
But you're about to perceive why.
But I bet I could
Um,
talked him into letting me go for free because I basically sourced him 20 gold by bringing all these people.
You could have, but you already paid it.
And a blowjob.
It's in his pouch.
Damn it!
So basically, you notice that this sparse crew is working. It's maybe about 10 crew members from Atlas's crew, and they're prepping barrels on the surface, and you can see a couple of people bringing barrels down below. You can also notice that there's these big, heavy ropes that are tied to the front of the second ship to the back of the Ulfrin. And then you and Kren, or I guess saying you and pointing doesn't help with audio form. Gavin and Kren and Abe, you guys all recognize these barrels to be the same barrels you saw on the gate, the explosive barrels.
Yeah. Gavin knows how to work those.
And
Gavin also knows the barrels.
also knows the barrels. And everyone else, you just know them to be barrels. But you notice that there is something going on this second ship.
Except for me, I'm on an airship?
Yeah, you're just kind of laying down. You just kind of, I figured you kind of humper.
You're really tired.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well,
your
yeah.
character's probably
Just
terrible.
laying down, like just panting. just.
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna try to take a short rest, even if
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't permit it.
so as you guys are kind of finishing preparations, you see the army approaching. Atlas kind of just joyously kicks the boarding plank off, and just it falls down off the side of the mountain. And he's like, make way, let's go, let's get this bitch going. I don't know. I can't think of something in
Is there
character.
anyone in the single fighter?
That's like, it's like docked, like not on the airship. It's
Okay.
yeah,
I remember it got mentioned.
yeah. The airship was there. It was just more like flavor, but it's pretty damaged unless you want to like spend the time to like repair it.
Nope.
Because you got plenty of time to spare.
Do you want to go back and try to fly it? I mean,
Guard will do.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I already
okay.
paid exactly.
So you guys are casted off from the dock as the army approaches. You know, there's some arrows and javelins thrown at you, but they hit the side of the thing and just bounce off. They're nothing too dangerous that's going to take you down. The thing that you guys do have to worry about though is the blockade that has formed around Tristan Peak. A mass army of different other airships have basically surrounded the circumference of Tristan Peak. And at that time, Atlas has gone up to take the helm, if you will, of the ship, and starts ordering his men around, and kind of looks down at you and I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to speak in the stupid speak. Don't be lazy and help. If they want to survive, then they must put the work in.
If a group wishes to
Survive, yeah.
If a group wishes
Yeah.
to survive, a group should lend help.
Yeah, help. Yeah, something along those lines.
Should lay hands.
Put the hands on.
Lay
So,
on above,
we're gonna
hands,
do
whatever word you'd use.
our first skill check challenge.
Okay.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
All right.
Since no one really asked Atlas kind of what the plan was or what the ship was about in the back, he kind of just yells at you to take positions around the ship. and I'm gonna let you know now in the form of Atlas, but not in his speak, just normal, so we can get through this. He basically, in a very shorthand way, lets you know that his plan is to use the second ship that is full of explosives to blast through the barricade to open a hole. And the way they're going to do that is basically think of it as they're using the Ulfrin to pull the ship, and then they're going to dive at the last minute and slingshot their ship, the backup ship at him. So that's the plan. So the way we're going to pass this is we're going to go around and do a skill check. And basically what that is using one of your skills. You're going to roll a D20 and then add whatever modifier, right? So like say I'm like, I'm rolling insight. You would add your +2 if you have +2. And if you pass, then you get one step to initiating the plan. On a failed roll, then you have a fail. It's going to take 12 successful checks to pass this, but it's only going to take 7 fails to fail. Okay?
We can use whatever skill we want.
Yeah, there's a little bit more stipulation. So no one skill can be repeated twice. So say Gavin, you used Arcana, right? Like you're gonna explain like I use Arcana to bolster the hull, right? Then it couldn't go to Adria and she couldn't use Arcana. She has to use a different type skill in order to help keep
Makes
going.
sense.
Yeah?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any
So
questions?
Keep track of what has been used.
And it has to make sense, like.
Yeah, you can't be like I'm using
I'm using stealth.
Yeah.
To
get my
make
money
the
back.
cannon
Like
stronger,
yeah, like that's not gonna help.
I'm using stealth to not draw attention to us.
So this
I'm using stealth to
This
make
would,
everyone stealthier.
technically qualifies an ability check, correct?
Yeah,
Using
yeah.
stealth
Okay,
to make
so I have
it look like there's
disadvantage.
one less person on this ship.
Yay.
You have disadvantage on all of your ability checks.
That's the first level of exhaustion.
Fuck!
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I was gonna have us roll. Do you guys want to roll initiative, or you just kind of want to go around the table?
No, let's just
Starting.
go around the
table.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the easiest way. All right, so
Can we meta at all, like who's strong and what, so we can determine?
Yeah.
no, that's not fun.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
We
We're
don't
gonna
know.
have to guess
We
it.
don't know.
You
each
guys,
other's-
yeah, you guys have only known each other for a day or so.
Yeah,
You know.
that's true. All right.
Yeah, and like I said, so just tell me what skill you plan on changing or using. Explain on how you want to use it, like how your character is using it, and then roll your die to see if you successfully
These are
implement
all
that
your
action.
skills.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Oh,
Yeah.
How are
okay.
the ones that say +0 I shouldn't use?
All right.
Well, I mean that at
You
some
might-
point you might have
You might
to.
be forced to.
Use okay, try to use
And like there are some that might not be useful. Like I
So
have
you
animal
can't use
handling,
the
but
same
what would that
two at
help with
all,
anything,
or
right?
in
So
the
like
same round of going around.
And we were
Well,
So-
trying to
You can handle his board to like push a heavy barrel or something.
yeah, that's,
Yeah. No, basically,
The bore.
Trish is like if Matt uses insight or intelligence, right?
It'd be insight.
Insight. You can't use insight. You have to use something different.
But is that?
But then could I use insight? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying? Okay. So it's the person immediately following you.
Yes, you can't use the same. You
I
can't
was
use the
saying, are we
same.
keeping
Like,
track
once
of it? 'Cause
gone,
I was
it
like,
gone.
okay.
Okay.
That's what I was super
That's
worried about.
my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just the
I mean,
person
we can
working
do
on
it by round. It'd probably be harder.
No, because that would get really complicated really quickly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
okay, wait. So
So just they can't do the
So,
same skill twice in a row.
So,
So
The
if he
skill
uses
has
his
to be-
acrobatics, you can't.
the skill has to be useful in this situation.
In this storytelling.
Yes.
You just have to say like I'm using
And you can
my
do whatever.
strength.
yeah, you could use
to
athletics to like
move
move the
something.
cannons into position or something, you know,
Yeah.
or be like I'm going to use my medicine to go patch up the,
Yeah,
like,
let's
the
do-
crew members to help
Yeah.
them.
Let's
make
start-
sure everyone's in top
That's
shape.
not-
Let's start so we can
So
people
let's-
get example.
I'll
Yeah, Gavin will
demonstrate
start it
how
off for
this
us.
is gonna work, okay?
Demonstrate that failure.
And so it's
Okay.
so like I was saying, it's 12 passes to pass, but it's easier to fail, so 7 fails.
Do we know what our target is to succeed,
Yeah, that's
or are you
a
just
good
gonna say?
What was that?
Do we know what our target is to succeed?
Oh,
Yeah, give me
wait,
1 second.
the
Just
roll.
turned off.
Like, yeah, what are we like rolling against?
It was pretty easy. You just have to beat an 11. You just have to
11,
beat
okay.
an 11. It's basic, like basic.
Yeah, that's
Is
all good.
that with,
Easy.
including our roll, right? Including our modifier, of
Yes.
whatever
Yep.
we're using.
Yep.
Okay. We're good.
Okay. So Gavin does a Like Gavin does a history check to crunch some numbers and calculate our odds of success in this maneuver based on like past military like tactics. So I rolled a 19 plus 5, so we obviously
That was definitely a pass.
But
Yeah,
like,
you definitely.
So then I kind of share like if we pull this off, there's actually a really good chance of just catching them off guard and punching a hole through there. You know, like I don't know, like I kind of bolster the
Boosts morale.
Exactly.
Yes.
And everyone's kind of like, okay, cool, we're not doing a suicide attempt. Like
Nope.
that's my explanation for how that skill just came into play.
Yep.
Okay.
Adria.
Adria uses medicine to heal anyone who gets hurt in this feat.
No one's hurt yet, but maybe you're.
But
Yeah,
she-
the
like
people who
prepping.
are already hurt.
Yeah.
To make
People
sure
who
like,
are already
Come onto the
hurt.
you're like, hey,
Yeah,
you're
like-
patching up wounds real quick. Like, I'm gonna make sure everyone's
Yeah.
in.
So everyone
at the
can.
top.
So everyone can kind of back
There
it.
you
So
go.
Back
now-
into the
Alright,
action. Okay.
And you'll add your medicine modifier. 14,
And 4.
which we good.
Awesome.
14.
We good.
I think I should have made you guys roll d10s. Probably would have been smarter. But oh well.
Oh, but actually,
That would have been really
pretty-
rough.
That would have
I
been, yeah.
can't use
That
the
would have been
same
terse
one
as shit.
It would have been, but it might be, I don't know, maybe next round.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It's-
We'll see. Yeah, we'll
It's
see
a
how
cool,
everyone goes.
like thing, you know.
Yeah, I just want, so it helps delve out the characters and stuff
Yeah.
and how.
All right. Marcus is going to use his insight to try and identify the weakest point in the military blockade and where we should strike.
Okay.
All right. And that is going to be a 16.
Okay, that's a pass.
Okay. I'm gonna use my athletics to move some of the cannons into place. That one is 19. That was good. That one's a 14. So
Either
20.
way.
Yeah, basically,
so
basically, if you roll anything 10 or higher with the modifier, you're gonna be great. So
Yeah.
you're good.
Sweet, another pass.
Kren.
And then I'm gonna go into like the main part of the main deck where most of the crew is.
Okay.
I'm gonna start doing one of my Dragonborn chants, like pounding my
Shillelagh.
shillelagh on the deck
Shillelagh.
and just chanting. So I suppose I don't know if that falls under persuasion or performance, but I feel like it's trying to like ramp up the crew.
Okay. Yeah, kind of trying to get the morale
Yeah,
up.
getting a tempo going, getting everyone in that
It's gonna be
rhythm.
closer to performance or persuasion.
I like performance.
I like performance.
Yeah.
So that's
It's a pass.
14.
14. Nice. You getting those men and women pumped.
Everybody yoked.
Everyone's
Juice.
Let's
At that
get
point.
down to business to defeat
the
the
kids.
kids.
The demons?
I like how everybody was defeating somebody different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big army, dude.
All right.
We all gotta pitch together.
I'm going to use my stealth to do a perimeter check and make sure that they're not already targeting us to attack. And make sure that none of them got on the ship.
I would say that's more perception than stealth.
No.
That would be investigation.
Yeah,
Investigation, yeah.
Unless you're going to break into his.
Damn it.
I'm going to investigate the captain's personal stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, no.
not necessarily helpful, but
I'm gonna
valid.
use my I'm gonna stand up at the bow and just start yelling at the ships, and I'm gonna use my intimidation.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Tristan's just gonna stand at the bow of the airship.
let's start.
Come and get us,
cursing.
bitches!
What's up, motherfuckers?
We're coming for you! You're calling a shot?
Okay.
Just talking mad shit. Yeah, oh, I'm a fucking demon. Look at me. Oh, I'm a little puss blockade. What up? Oh, I've got a face. Yo, woo.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
God.
Such fails.
Please be a failure.
Oh God.
Please be a failure.
Please.
Did you fail?
Did you?
With 8+6.
8 plus 6, you made it.
You made it.
Fine.
You have to beat 11.
Yeah.
14.
8 plus 6.
Did you just ask what 8 plus 6 is?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's 12.
In kind of a panicky voice too. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's 8 plus 6?
Okay. So with that, you kind of hear Atlas at the helm go, "A man likes them crazy."
All right.
What's
Outside of game meta, Alice sounds like he's my kind of guy.
I mean, he is one of the kings of pirates, so
Yeah,
he gets down.
This is the kind of thing.
do any of our
Outside the game, I'd
NPCs
be very.
Okay.
roll on this?
So this one's actually gonna be interesting. Can I see the list of skills?
Yeah.
I don't have like the same sheet for Addy. I just
Yeah.
have like a thumb card. He's definitely gonna use intelligence.
Oh, man likes them crazy.
What I'm picturing right now is fucking Al Pacino doing it from like Tropic Thunder and shooting his gun in the air. Like,
With my crossbow, just firing bolts
Just
in the
pop
air.
shots.
Okay,
Our
so
boat's coming for your boat.
Abraham is going to use his history,
okay.
his knowledge of like past events and stuff, and also his knowledge of his father's war tactics, and gonna basically pass those along to Atlas to help get through the blockade.
Sweet.
Fuck you guys, that's our first fail. I'm so sorry. apparently my dad, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Apparently my dad has upped his tactics since the last time I've been home, and you guys have your first fail. Okay, give me 1 second to do like a test roll to see how this is. Okay, that's still very doable. All right, I think for this round we are going to try a D10 just to see how it
What's
happens.
10 look like?
Actually, no. Before we conclude the first round,
Okay.
Farzu has to go too.
Oh yeah, you do have Farzu. I mean, you're going to force him?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
D10.
force him to
But that's
look through.
I mean, it's technically D10, but that's your
This-
like
Look through. What, oh God, what are those things called?
a telescope.
Oh, not a telescope.
Binoculars?
No.
Periscope?
A periscope. Not a periscope.
It's a telescope.
Telescope.
You want a telescope, dude.
Telescope.
But a
A
telescope has like
binoculator.
No, that's the periscope. Periscope's the one that has the...
Anyways.
A telescope can
A
have a
looking
tripod,
glass.
but it doesn't have to.
Oh,
A
okay.
looking glass.
It's
A far-seeing glass.
Yes.
What do you want from me?
A spyglass?
A strong eyeball.
I'll look far.
Inspect the blockade for weaknesses. And he doesn't have disadvantage. So
A
good
mixed
for him.
scopy scope.
Yeah.
Scoop, scoop.
Scoopy scoop.
And that's a 12. That's a pass.
Nice.
What'd you use for it?
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay.
Pretty much you went, hey, I see guys out there.
Hey, there's like stuff.
Fathers.
All right, so far you guys are looking good.
Demon boats ahead, guys.
You guys are looking good.
Okay.
7 passes. So we're going to be rolling D10s now for this one.
Just shoot with my
Jesus.
D10.
Not.
Well, that
So
makes
wait, we
sense.
still
It would
have to
get
be an
harder.
11?
Put it back.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
Here comes all our fails.
It's getting a little tougher. Okay.
Well, I mean, it definitely should be doing with modifiers and stuff.
What's our tally right now?
You're at
We're
7 passes,
7 passes. We need 5 more.
and you
Oh,
need
yeah,
and you have
one
1
fail.
fail.
And 6 fails. We're in good
Yeah,
shape.
we're in.
Yeah, you guys are well ahead of the curve.
Okay. So Gavin uses his Arcana to kind of. He's like lining up like the barrels and the positions and like how he could maybe potentially like hit them with fire if need be to like trigger them, set them up. That is 8, so I fail.
Oh shit. Okay.
Gavin basically looks at it and goes, "It's impossible.
I can't.
We're gonna be diving. It's gonna be above us. I mean, I hit the bottom of the ship. That's not gonna do anything. So I guess it's not gonna be worthless." Like,
Just like Gavin losing his mind.
yeah,
on
Gavin's
that.
just like, "We're gonna die. We're gonna
Stressed
die."
out right now.
Oh, that's-
He's like, and he's like, so if we angle it just right,
Yeah.
we're a really good shot at this.
Yeah, and then he starts thinking about it. He's like, "Oh my
We
god,
know
I'm
we're
fucked. We're fucked. He's just quietly freaking out like against like one of the banisters. Like,
What would it have been? What was with your modifier and everything added?
It was 8.
8 altogether.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
3 plus 5.
Okay, let's lower it from 10 or 11 to 10, just because it'll probably be
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Cool.
Adria,
Okay, tell me if this works.
I like how my slushies turned
Adria
green.
uses religion to.
All right.
Pray for success.
That's much better than what I was gonna say.
We'll
I'm-
lead a group prayer.
I'm interested to know what you were going to say.
Yeah, I am very much interested.
Yes.
She's gonna. What is it called when you're gonna die? She reads people their last rites.
Their last rites.
Holy shit!
Oh!
You succeeded.
She's giving benediction. She's like, "We're all gonna die."
Oh shit!
So you're. I like this.
Oh.
So wait, no, because Adria.
You can't even roll, you just take a fail.
No, I love this. You're like basically healing the wounded, but also giving them their last rites.
You're healed, but you're gonna die.
You're healed. Your sins are also. You have a clean slate, bro. Clean slate.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes. Go with that one, but I'm gonna give you disadvantage because that's fucked up. Like, but I like yours so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
As
true.
like a
It
character.
feels like something that
Trish
Adrian
is
would be
a
doing
lady.
too.
Yeah.
At I've gotten a real
no,
feel for you.
Especially
dude.
No, you're gonna roll twice
Okay,
and
so
take the
she's
lower
like,
number.
The lower
You're
number.
going to be fine. We're going to pull this off. But just in case you're worried, Jesus loves you.
Yeah,
and
that's
we're going
exactly
to a
it.
better place.
Selun forgives you. Selun cleans your sins away. Her mercy rains down on you. It's all good. There's a place for you in the afterlife.
As soon as
But
we're
you
done
go long time
partying,
away.
as
Long
long
time.
as
Don't
we're
worry
done
about it. But
Oh.
just in case.
That's so funny.
Sorry, what do I do?
You roll twice. You
I
roll two
love
of them.
I love in this encounter that we've
You're
like
gonna take a lower number.
I've liked
So you
how
rolled a
we found
9.
out Adria is a bargainer.
Highest number.
And a 9. Okay,
And a 9.
so she succeeds.
Okay, sick.
Thank God. Oh.
So everybody
So-
else is just like, well.
Yeah, everyone's very mixed. They're like, thank you, but also like now they're kind of they weren't thinking about death, but now they definitely are
Now it's like
thinking
in
about
their
it.
mind a little bit, like, huh.
It's like a scene out of Monty Python and the Quest of the Holy Grail, where it's like
What the hell?
shockingly dark in the middle of.
My insides hurt.
Oh my gosh, dude, that just fucking happened. That was great. Thank you.
That was
Like Adria as a character right now is probably on like just moved from like favorite to top. Like trying to barter, like an army's coming. She's like
She's like, hey, it's 3 gold. How about I hit you up for a
heal
later?
later. I'll gladly heal you later for a passage today.
For,
like
for a
cracks
ride
knuckles.
today, I'll give you a heal tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
We're about to get into
Sounds
a
like a
big
dream.
situation. Someone might get hurt.
Just so
Oh.
Russian.
So good.
Okay.
All right, Marcus, what do you got?
Okay.
This is Pete.
Okay.
You guys are at 8 passes. You only need 4 more.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
All right. So Marcus is going to use his acrobatic skill
Okay.
to find a proper position for himself to either fire at the ship as they do the whip maneuver, or be ready to spot and take the fight to the demonic hordes that are going to pursue them if they fail.
Okay. What are you gonna fire with?
One of the cannons.
Okay. You can use your acrobatics to fire a cannon.
Well, I'm figuring I'm going to have to get on the back. I'm going to have to get on the back of the ship to do so. We're whipping it, so we're going to have to
He's like, I'm picturing like one of the long fuses, and he's got like a match, and he's just like a fucking somersault to like strike the match and like light it.
I just like the idea of like everyone's waiting for the fuse, and they're like, "Hey, monk, can you get me that fuse?" And you're just like doing doing flips and somersaults.
Like a drum roll.
And this is kind of when you start to see like the first of the racism that's like outside of Tristan Peak, and
Yeah.
everyone's just like, "Fucking angel."
D&D, the
Yeah,
anime.
like
Good
Fucking
God.
One Punch Man over here.
yeah. All right, go ahead. It might be a little out there, but
I was thinking to get into position. But anyway.
Go for it, twist monk.
I don't know why you use acrobatics to get into position. Do you do flips to get
Well,
into position?
Monkey McFlip.
I'm just saying, the ship's about to do a whip. Everyone's going to get jerked around.
Yeah.
I can't because
I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna let you do it. It's just funny. It's just a funny like. I like Atlas. He's just riding the helm right now and just watching all these crazy people. He's just lit on his boat and he's just like.
There's a party.
I wanted a skill check. They're giving you our skills.
I know, it's just
These are our
funny.
skills.
It's just like everyone get to work and people like. He has an elf that's giving his crew last rites. Fucking monks flipping around trying to give fuses.
And Trist is still up on the mountain.
Tris is like off the corner yelling at to the sky.
Fucking bad shit. Meanwhile, I'm just like.
Yeah, fucking cred. Screaming.
Gavin looks like Rain Man with his numbers was like crisscrossing around his face, just like desolate, despondent, like staring off into the distance.
Abraham's like, hey man.
Even the calculations across the person's face.
Oh.
You're trying to calculate
I would watch the shit out of this.
The best part though is you guys are like passing
You're pulling it
off. All right, sir, go for it.
Oh, fuck.
Never thought we would do this conventionally.
That is a 10 exactly.
Awesome.
Oh my god. Beats it.
Yeah.
Beats it. Fucking beats it.
Oh, God.
All right, Zealkov.
So I
What,
see.
what weird shit you gonna do?
I know you're worried already. I say one word, and you're like, oh,
I've seen.
Oh,
Oh god.
I did the best I could with insight, so I couldn't think of anything else to do with insight. Like, well, where did I fucking go with this? And my next highest one is acrobatics.
So after seeing Gavin do his Rain Man impersonation, and after Adria's read most of the crew their last rites, some of the crews become a little lackadaisical in their work because they don't think we're going to make it. So I'm going to use intimidation to scare the fuck out of our crew to say, basically,
You better bust your ass.
If we don't pull this off, you don't have to worry about the demons coming for you because I'll kill you myself. Exactly.
That is literally me. Just put also just like this, just like
Oh no.
hands to my temples, just like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. It's like,
Kren just showed a picture of Zach Galifianakis from Hangover.
Zach who?
Galifianakis?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 7. So big fat.
And everyone just
So
like,
you
"Oh,
basically
he's
yelled at
so
everyone,
cool."
and again, their morale kind of gets lowered.
but you yell, but you're kind of tired still.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh,
Come on,
I'll fucking kill you guys.
half of the
and
crew
they're like,
right
I
now.
think we could take you right now.
Half of the grown men in the crew are in tears.
Azila Coffee, you want to go ahead and just roll for Farzu as well? No.
Oh, great.
Oh god, that was a good nick.
Oh.
You had 3 fails.
Arzu tries
3.
to hurl himself off the side.
He uses his
Release
rope
of
to-
death.
Farzu rolls deception,
Um,
curls himself off the edge to make it look like the other people that we're giving up. Thanks, Farzu.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
No.
What was your master plan?
I don't
like
have a
this.
+1 in deception.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay with
God.
this.
Let's see. He does not have a lot. Yeah, because he's a rogue assassin, and most of his skills have no application here whatsoever. He's trying to help calculate the speed at which we go, so he's using nature to determine wind patterns and trying to time it just right as far as catching the air current to help us actually be able to flip and launch this thing to where it needs to go. So he's going to roll a nature check.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, I'll take it.
Fuck yeah.
Watching the birds that fly by.
Exactly.
As the crow flies. Literally.
Yes, I just pulled off a nature check.
Oh my god.
In an airship battle.
Did Farzu pull one of these?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, okay, so that's just one of geese, or like a flock of geese. Geese technically at their max speed would fly at
And
like
that's a 6. That is also a failure.
at 6 nautical miles.
I like.
Oh.
I'm not sure that this is
Yeah. I like the idea of him more doing if geese fly this fast
Yeah.
and it's about from point A to point B,
And it looks like
yeah.
so. There's probably 6 airships between us in terms
Yeah.
of distance, and each airship would be approximately.
and at this moment
long.
he realizes that's the fail, that you're not going fast enough, and he kind of sits
Yeah.
down next to Gavin, and he's just like, "We're fucked, man. We're
Same
fucked."
number.
Gavin looks and was
When
like,
did this become an anime?
welcome to the party.
Is this the
Yeah.
New Year lie in April?
All right.
It's less
How
dying.
many successes do we have?
You guys have 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah, we have
So
4 failures.
we have
4
yeah,
fails.
We have 4 fails. We have
Fail
3
fast.
successes or 3 fails.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Jesus. Matt,
Kren,
it's up to you, bro.
Come on.
You
it's
can
up
do
to you.
this.
It's so
I'm gonna
important
go
right
try
now.
to help you because you look like you're panicking. I'm gonna actually try to calculate our shots there.
Okay.
I'm gonna use.
Man's gonna check your numbers.
Yeah, he's gonna run the number, recrunch them real quick.
I'm gonna
Recrun
use
them?
Reception for this. Inception. I'm gonna go and roll an Inception check.
Alright, that's it. That's the answer to all this. We dream fuck them.
Kren goes, we gotta get the kick. And he kicks me off the boat. He's like, wake up, Gavin! Wake up! Why haven't you woken up?
oh my gosh, that
The
was very
holy
loud.
dog just.
Please. Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
that's a 10.
Oh, thank God. That's a 10.
Nice, nice.
Nat 10.
So, Kren does realize that it
That we're in a
is.
tree.
He's like,
It is in fact possible.
no, dude, you suck at math. We're gonna be okay.
All right.
What is that big gulp cup?
What?
It's not the normal shape. It's like they
That's just
chopped the
small.
cup in half.
It's just a tiny.
Well,
breaking my
if you
brain.
read
It's a
it,
tiny.
It's actually just a gulp.
It's just
Gulp, actually, not gulp.
It's just the one gulp, actually.
It's a big ass gulp.
It's neither big nor small.
It's
It's
a
a
medium
it's a
gulp.
moderate gulp.
It's like an Oscar gulp.
Okay.
You got this.
I'm not really freaked out in their skin right now.
Yeah, it's like,
I
I
what's
really
behind
need
me?
to think of a way I can work this skill in, and it's,
Oh,
it's crucial.
Okay,
Zach.
lay it down. Also, just letting you know, for this roll, you'll be at disadvantage.
Why?
Oh, the 19.
Why would
Oh no!
Oh, when you fell asleep.
Let's just say that your character, just doesn't feel up to par, and
Oh god.
you must lose something for others to prosper.
You know what?
Is all that
Oh,
I can
God.
I'm
say.
gonna give her my inspiration die.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
I'm
I mean-
feeling so inspired right now. Does that just cancel out?
Yeah, you just have a regular roll.
Love you.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm putting that over there for you, Tom. Can you reach it?
No, there's too many things in my way.
Okay.
The setup's too powerful.
All right, but your 19's taken care of, at least.
Okay. I'm gonna.
No more sleeping on the
Guys,
job.
I'm so sorry. I'm literally.
Did you learn today?
I was so ready when I heard that snore, and you rolled a 19. I was like,
Triggered.
I don't
Both.
remember falling asleep.
the
You
most.
know what your first problem was? Laying down,
Yeah.
covering yourself in a blanket, and closing your eyes. That was a recipe for
I
success.
don't know how this happened.
That is literally the recipe for sleep.
I have no idea how I fell asleep, you guys.
All right,
So
you got
Trist
this.
is gonna get up on the bow
Oh god.
more.
Oh, God.
Okay.
What is happening?
In stealth, I'm gonna use my stealth to make sure that we're on the right trajectory without tipping them off.
No,
I
I'm
know.
still
What
not sold on that. No. No.
Stealth has nothing to do with
Stealth
that.
has everything to
No.
do with this. They can't know what's coming.
No, they see you coming.
What's coming?
They see you coming. It's not like I can hide a
But they
ship.
don't know about the ship behind us.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
They basically, the tow ropes are making it look like the ship's like encumbering the first ship. Like, that the ship's more of like being towed.
I'm gonna use my stealth.
No.
Oh.
I will be legitimately impressed if you pull off using
If
stealth.
you can find something.
That makes
Yeah, something
sense.
that sells me on stealth, fucking kudos to you, but at this moment,
Hold please.
you're not selling it. I'll put you on a clock, 30 seconds.
What else are you proficient in?
Stealth, sleight of hand. Stealth is +7. Intimidation's +6. Sleight of hand and acrobatics are +5. Deception and persuasion are +4.
Why not use that?
Plus four?
Are we fucking metaing right now?
No.
What's happening?
No idea.
Do I need everyone to roll a d20? Is that what's
No.
happening?
No, I don't need to check.
I'm not. I gotta be honest.
That's like, I'm not.
I really want to see her fail.
Oh my god. I don't want to see you fail. I just
I just want to see
I don't wanna
her
take the
fail.
Not us. Not us.
Anyone who goes, can I use stealth
Stealth?
to help steer this ship? I'm like, in no way is that even possible.
Oh man.
I got nothing. I have no way I can make stealth relevant right now.
I do not see it. I do not see it being a relative skill.
And I feel
in
like
this situation.
Like, not only do I want to use it right now because it's helpful, but it's now like a challenge to my creativity.
Uh huh.
I have an idea. You can just do this on the bow.
Just,
What's
Yeah.
that?
I don't know. What do you
If
got?
you're invisible,
What do you
the
got?
ship's invisible.
You know
I got
what?
nothing.
The captain would be really much more relaxed going into this if you stealthily gave him a hand job.
If I can't see that,
Oh.
like red versus
I'm gonna
blue.
go
Come on,
in
that was
with
good.
stealth
You gotta give me some.
Now
You
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 can't
gotta give me
see
something
me.
for that.
and give Atlas a
Looking at a
massage
Yeah, that's not
A massage?
uncomfortable.
so that
I'm
he's
so
relaxed.
an invisible or
Oh, you know what?
massage.
I'm gonna go into stealth so no one sees me because I'm worried about my reputation. And anyone who looks demoralized by the events that have happened so far, I'm just gonna give them.
I'm not sold on stealth. I'm sorry.
Damn it!
I'm not.
Stealth has nothing
I'm
to
not
do
sold
with
on it.
It's not.
I'm gonna use
It's like charisma all
It's like how my acrobatics.
acrobatics
Okay.
Oh
Again.
God.
to, as quick as I can, go check all the ropes that are tying this ship to our ship, and I'm gonna make sure that they're all like sturdy and as good as they need to be, and use like acrobatics to get
Yes.
to each rope quickly.
Okay.
Sorry.
That makes sense.
Stealthily.
Stealth, and I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it while invisible.
But I don't want anyone to think that there's a problem with the ropes, so I'm gonna do it
I
stealthily.
Yes!
I don't want to see
No.
anyone,
Acrobatics.
I don't want anyone to see me contributing.
I don't want to think anyone thinks I care.
It's okay. I passed. It's an 8 plus 5.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
So it all comes down to Abraham. Hello, everyone. It's me, Tom, your GM best friend and sad boy, because I'm rewatching all of Grey's Anatomy right now on Netflix, and I forgot how sad that show can be, you guys. It's very sad. It's a sad show. A lot of death happens in there. I don't think paints a very realistic picture of what the medical system is, really. So, but yeah, other than that, it's been going great here at the ChubbyCat. How you guys doing? You guys having a great week? Hope so. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much, I know this is gonna be a short and sweet one. Sorry for the late upload. I've had some crazy stuff going on in my life lately, but you don't want to hear about that. You just want to hear about some awesome stuff. Hey, like us and follow us on our Instagram and Twitter. That's both at ChubbyCat Crew. We post pictures and status things on there, and you can also hit us up on iTunes. Like and subscribe there, please. Give us a little review. Helps us get up in the ratings so more people can enjoy our awesome dice rolling skills. Because, excuse me, just burped so much Sprite. Because we got the skills to roll the dice. We got those dice skills. D20s for life. Yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you to my boy, Kevin McLeod, for awesome music, as always, letting us use that. It's always a pleasure and always makes our project sound really awesome. Make sure you keep an eye out on our YouTube page. Been working really hard on getting some videos up there soon. Once things quiet down in the life spectrum that is known as Thomas's life lately. But anyways, thank you again so much for supporting us. Almost a year for ChubbyCat. We're 2 episodes away from that. We just had our 50th episode, and this is our 11th episode of Homebrewed Heroes. So we're really enjoying it, and we have many other projects down the line that we want to get out there. So yeah, your continued support helps us, and helps us make more projects for you guys to listen to and not comment on, because I don't know why. I just don't know why. You say you like us, but how do I know if you don't write about us? I just don't know. I'm just very, very insecure. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Let's get back to the episode so I can get this uploaded so I can go back to playing some Destiny 2, because the raid just came out and I got some fucking Leviathan to kill. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, you guys, until next time, may the dice ever roll in your favor. He's going to,
Yeah,
We
we're
need
not.
1 to 3. We need 1 more for
Let's
3.
throw up.
Against 3 more for 3.
let's see here. He's going to roll insight. He's going to use his insight to double check Gavin and Farzu's work.
Gavin and friends?
And, no, Farsu.
Oh, like his nature stuff?
Farsi
Yeah.
failed too, yeah.
Yeah. And to see if there's anything he can work out of that. Insight or intelligence, would you say, is more?
Well, intelligence is just your
Intelligence.
modifier. It's not
Yeah.
a skill.
Insight's your sub skill.
Insight would be the skill.
Yeah,
with
we'll do insight. Let's do this, Abe.
Let's do this, Abe. Love it, guy.
Okay, fuck. I picked his highest fucking thing, and it's an 8. So I'm sorry, guys. That's a fail.
No, you're kidding. No.
No.
We still have 2 more fails. We're
Tristan's
good.
gonna scream. She's
Yeah,
like,
you have 2 more
"Stop
fails. You
helping!"
literally just need 1 more pass.
Yeah, it's up to Gavin to save us.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the
Just
guy that's
walk
been
over-
freaking
Frank
out.
just walks over to Abe and goes, "Dude, you just make
Just sit
potions,
down.
man.
I
Just make potions."
down.
just
Just
wanna
make
help.
Just help.
You're really good at that. You're the one person who has things that can be thrown who's not a caster. Just do that.
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of sit down and
Remember your super sick smoking age? You got this, buddy.
They got this.
Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane.
yeah, stay in your
In
lane.
your spell lane.
It's one of those things where he kind of in animes when the characters have their feelings hurt, they kind of go off into the distance and
Just circle the
are
sand.
doing a little circle of sand. he's just kind of sad.
God, I've been watching
He was
too much
like-
freaking
he was like-
anime.
You knew right away. We're gonna go.
I can help
He
too.
was like, oh, and there's-
He's just
they
real
check
sad.
the
He's like,
it's all white.
Yeah.
And they're just
And the little
black
wiggly,
outline.
the little black wiggly lines above his head.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm a sad tiefling.
All right.
You got this.
Gavin uses his Arcana check to he's inspecting like the engines because you remember that Farzu said they didn't have enough speed. So he's trying to see if there's any way we could get like more speed out of the ley line like engines. To
Okay, yeah, that works.
compensate.
Got it.
Oh wait, shit, that was a D20.
I was like, yes.
I was like, fuck yeah, guaranteed success. Hang on, where's my? I keep putting my D10 back. Okay. That's a 1.
No.
Oh, that is a critical fail.
Well,
Oh man,
Critical
fail.
counts there.
Yeah.
that still only counts as one fail. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he
like.
just kind of looks at him. He's like, I have literally no idea how this works.
Actually-
yeah, I'm like, I've never seen anything like this.
Actually, with the
I'm
one, he actually fucks up the engine so much that you guys are going slower somehow.
looking at the engines. I'm like, fuck.
Critical one, man.
no.
Upon
I mean-
seeing this, Adria walks around the ship and starts telling people straight up that we're gonna die.
Yeah. She's now reading last
We're
rites
reading
in earnest.
Make peace with your gods.
Adria
We are
uses her
going to die.
insight.
Okay.
No.
Wait, this is so it's now.
It's 1 and 1.
It's 1 and
It's
1.
1 and 1.
Oh.
This is like-
Oh.
This is like
You also
like
have
skill
to-
check. Like I was like, oh fuck,
I do
12.
too.
Like
I'm
that's
ready.
enough.
I'm willing to use it at this point.
Selena, do you have the inspiration?
Okay, so what I'm seeing here is the D10 did make this extremely more difficult.
D10 made it fucking hard.
Yeah,
A D12 would have been even more helpful.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that there's a
Do you
D12.
want to roll a D12 for the last roll?
No.
No, he's committed to
Wait,
No.
okay, babe.
Use your inspiration.
Use your insight.
die.
Use your inspiration
Please.
die. Get advantage on this roll.
What
That
do I-
means-
what do I
I
do?
mean,
That
you get to
Gives you an
means have
advantage.
to roll
You get to roll
2 and
twice.
pick the higher one.
Higher. Okay, we're gonna do that.
I'm
We're
like,
gonna do that.
I'm like this.
Who thought that the skill check would take 2 advantage die or insight from you?
Um,
That's funny.
So Adria realizes that she was trying to be helpful with her, religion, knowledge, and reading of the last rites.
Mm-hmm.
But after doing so, senses a lack of morale, which we kind of talked about earlier, with the crew. So she uses persuasion to, persuade them that they're excited to fight, and it's time to fight, and it's gonna be good. Not fight, but
Do the
go do the thing. Do the
Go team.
Like
with
we can
together.
do it. Yeah.
the rope.
You
yeah,
realize it's
this
kind of
is a
down to the
good
wire.
plan.
No,
This is
people,
gonna go well.
I did not mean you were going to die. I
Yeah.
meant we are going to kill them. And English is not my first language.
Yeah.
You can be
Common, not my first
And
language.
meanwhile, at this point, you guys are like just to say where you're at, like the Uflin is like going, but starting its like dive, and Atlas is just kind of laughing crazily, as everyone just is like holding onto the railing, and you have men that are like bracing themselves on the back rail with axes, getting ready to like cut the ropes, and like the skeleton crew that aren't skeletons swing on ropes to come join you back onto like the ship. A couple of them actually miss because it's like the diving's happening, their trajectory was off. But I mean, shit happens, right?
Don't
The
slam
people
off
who hit the
propeller like
Yeah.
propellers in the
Titanic.
Titanic.
Yes.
Yes.
And so yeah, the call comes down to this roll, Adria. If you pass, I mean, I guess these next 2 rolls.
Add plus
Not.
3 to whatever you.
I get to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't
Are you
pass, we
rolling
all
too?
die immediately.
Yeah.
She's rolling
Yeah.
too.
that would be
Take
fucking
it.
crazy.
Oh, it flew.
Oh, it's Nate. Yes, that's it.
Oh my god! Oh, thank God! Yes!
Oh, it was a 2 and an 8.
You can. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, that hurts.
You could literally. I swear that roll, you could hear a fucking pin drop for a second. It got so quiet, and as everyone just stared at the dice, that was awesome.
My heart can't take it.
All right, you
Like
guys.
I said, Adrian is our favorite person.
Oh man, so that was a successful skill check. Great job.
I do not look forward to more of those down the road.
But it was fun though, right?
I don't ever want to touch a
Jesus.
D10 again.
Yeah, I definitely think the D10's where it's at. I think the D20 makes it a little
What
too
about
easy.
D12?
D12.
Yeah, if I did D12, I would make it like a 15 though,
Oh my god.
That's not helpful.
or like a 13 or something.
Oh, that's so booty. So
What about a 12? I mean, it was a 10 for a D10. Why to go 15 for D12?
I don't know.
Oh, like 13.
All right, you guys. So you guys successfully passed. So what happens is the dive goes down. Atlas is laughing, and he gives the command, and his crew is able to cut the ropes in time. And this tow ship behind them just full on rams into the barricade. Excuse me. And with that, they explode. The ship explodes, and like this is the fun part, but Atlas, with his mastery of the airship, is able to pilot out through the hole of the barricade. But he is under technically the falling debris of fire. But since he's a master pilot, he successfully gets you guys through the barricade. So you guys are through the barricade, and you are officially out of Tristan Peak. You guys survived Tristan Peak. But you guys celebrate, but then you kind of look behind you and you realize, like, oh shit, Tristan Peak, this like holy city, this one city of hope for peace and tranquility and equality, is now gone. It's now owned and operated by basically evil. And you know that this is just the start. This is just the beginning, and soon Olive Brill will be lost in war. And as you guys kind of continue to fly away from Tristan, you see just above the ethereal gate, right? That's like catching the sun, the morning sun, and it's shining. But you can see just above that, like you kind of make out the mother ley line, right? Like floating off through the mountain. But instead of it kind of amplifying the sunlight and kind of giving you these warm, fuzzy feelings, you see the corruption is starting to kind of take over, and it kind of casts a shadow that gives you this icky, sick feeling, that soon will engulf the country of Brill. Yay!
Marcus is going to find a quiet corner to sit down. He's going to pat next to him. The boar is going to sit down next to him, lay down, because it's not doing so great. And he's going to bow his head and actually steeple his fingers, and he's going to sit there and pray, which is something none of you have ever seen him do, because, well, monks don't usually just pray.
Yeah.
Or not here.
I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
Hey, Gavin, because she's near him, I'm just spitballing, but if we have any more explosives left, maybe we should drop one on that city. It's full of bad people now.
Yeah. Well, you guys aren't technically. You're not flying over Tristan anymore. So like.
No.
Away from Tristan.
So maybe we should have nuked that city on our way out.
Gavin kind of shrugs and says, "Easy come, easy go."
Yeah. Abe, kind of is like off by himself, kind of somber. He's kind of like mad at himself. He wouldn't tell anyone this, but he's just kind of mad. He just kind of thinks about like if he actually was able to like kill his father at that coronation, like how many lives he could have saved. So that's what he kind of is thinking about as you guys are flying away. And his human side's very emotional.
I'm going to fall into an exhaustive stupor, but before I do, I'm going to untie Farzu's ropes.
Farzu. Okay.
And basically say, you've seen us go through a lot, and you see what evil can do to this land. And you have a choice. You have a choice. You can stay in bondage, or you can help us fight. And I leave it up to you. And I literally fall asleep after that.
And he doesn't have any weapons, right, or anything. He's
There's
just
no weapons now.
He kind of just looks around in a stupor, but he decides to kind of just sit down next to you, like not like right next to you, but he's keeping an eye on you and keeping a weary eye on everyone. He probably is thinking he wants to escape, but he also knows that he's like very high in the sky and there's no way out.
I'd say he's not. It'll be a short escape.
He's not a
Yeah,
flight risk
yeah,
unless
he's,
he actually can fly.
Exactly. So he just grudgingly sits there and bides his time. Just to show you guys. So you guys are flying out this way of Tristan Peak, right? Over the forest. So you're out over the Oblivion Woods is what it's called at the moment.
Oblivion Woods?
Inviting name.
I know. It stretches on and on and on and on for miles. Atlas kind of lets you know that he's following the main river. That's what he's using as a guide, which is called the Life River. I know, very descriptive, which he'll follow until he comes to an intersection that will follow. Well, he'll follow another river that will take him up north. He's going back north to Far Peak in order to resupply, and then probably go up north to one of his many, hideouts that he has up north from when he explores and adventures up there.
how long is this journey taking?
To Far Peak. You guys want to go to him with Far Peak, or you don't? I mean, basically, you guys.
Where is the what's the name of that place that we were going to, Gavin? That we wanted to go to originally, where
Supposed to be.
Grey Willow Taft
Sorry.
is to?
I was trying to get my iPad, but Santa was in the way.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like Scarecrow's Nest or something like that.
Yeah.
The place of
Roost.
angels.
Sparrow's
Yes,
Roost.
Sparrow's Roost.
Where is that in relation to Far Peak?
From Far Peak, so it's closer to Tristan Peak. It's about a fortnight using
Taking us away from where we need to be going.
and then Far's Peak is about, I want to say, maybe a month. It's way up
So
north.
We need to
get off this ship.
get off the ship.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can try to convince Atlas to take you to Sparrow's Roost. He'll probably ask for more money. But yeah, at this time, yeah, you guys can take a long rest at the moment, I would say. You luckily,
Here.
I think for some reason after the explosion there was kind of a confusion in the barricade, so you don't have any immediate danger coming after you or followers. So at the moment you guys are just kind of chilling on the Ulfrin. It's 3 levels. You have the top deck, right? You have the middle deck, is kind of where the cabins are and like more of the living spaces, right? And you also have like cannons and things like that. And then the third deck's more cargo and things of that nature down there. But yeah, do you guys want to do anything on this ship for a while? Want to talk to people? Want to rest and then talk? You guys kind of have a brief bereavement of during battle.
Chris is going to go to Atlas. Just be like, hey, look, I know that you're going north.
A man likes to live.
We have a mission in Sparrow's Roost.
You want to go to that godforsaken tower?
A
A woman does not know.
woman is what?
I said a woman does not know?
I know enough.
Mm.
This is just where we need to go. And it's a shorter trip for you, and we're going to use less of your resources the sooner we get off your ship. So do you mind just making a stop?
Kind of looks at you. And just so you kind of know, you're familiar a little bit with the land, that like the fork in the road or the river that he's going to follow up to Far Peak comes about maybe a week before going to Sparrow's Roost. So it's not a great inconvenience for Atlas to go a week out of his travel. But he's also a man of opportunity. And he just looks at you and smiles. And yeah, he goes, I'll take you to the tower. 50 gold each.
Was that 1-5 or 5-0?
50.
50 each. And she just kind of laughs at him. She's just like, you're going to make more money going to Sparrow's Roost and evacuating it. You can charge every survivor there 50 gold apiece and take them up north. That's where the army is going to head next.
Oh, he laughs. And he goes, a man does not care about those who want to live. Fortune waits for me in the north, away from war.
But I know you care about their gold.
Marcus is going to come up and join him.
And I would love to roll persuasion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have persuasion as well, and a lot of charisma.
Yeah, if you guys, so Marcus, come up and say your thing, and then you can help her with her persuasion roll.
All right.
How
So-
does that work? Is it advantage or?
So basically, you'll roll, and then he also rolls. So if it's both good rolls, then it's like yeah, and if it's like
We'll just see
one
what we
bad,
roll.
like if you roll bad and he rolls a good, and then he's kind of convinced, kind of like that kind of thing. If you guys both roll
Alright.
bad, then he just laughs in your face
Yeah.
and says 100 gold. Those kind of situations.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's roll.
Well, first
wait,
Marcus,
you have to talk
say
about
what
it.
you're trying to say to convince Atlas.
My lord, I will give you 47 gold just to divert your path.
47's
so
not
far.
50.
But it is not so far out of your way, and it is for the good of the land.
That's not the
Okay.
good for the
Again,
Atlas.
I'm going to try and appeal to his morality.
Yeah, I got you.
Not knowing that he may or may not have any.
Yeah, he just kind of is just like, yeah, it's not good for me, but yeah. So if you guys want to roll,
Still richer than you were.
yeah, but richer I will be up north and alive.
And then, before I roll, I'm just going to make a comment. A woman did not know that Atlas was such a coward.
Oh. I feel like that's gonna go against us more than it's gonna.
And it's gonna be difficult, so I'm gonna make it a 15. You gotta beat.
I rolled a 17.
Cool.
Hey.
Ooh, I rolled a 19.
Nice. So you guys are nice, and he smiles, and he just kind of goes 53, and then closes the cabin door.
In total or each?
Each. He opens the door and goes, "Of course, each," and closes it. But
And she,
What a prick.
but as he closes the door, you can see in his eyes that he is kind of like, "Oh man, my fellow man," but he still closes the door.
Chris looks at Marcus and just goes, I don't know if you know this, but I intend on killing
I did not. That seems a little inhospitable of someone who has saved our lives.
you. She just takes her dagger, like stabs his door, takes it back out, and walks away.
Yeah.
So
One of the crew members walks by and just kind of like comes and stands by, like two of them come and stand by the captain's door and like kind of usher you guys away.
So Gavin at this point watches the little outburst. He's just kind of hanging out, and he walks over and he kind of like settled into Trish, who's like fuming, I would assume at this point.
I'm annoyed.
Yeah, I'm like, what was that all about?
He's gonna take us about a month out of our way to go up north. I am also not excited to go there, and I just was trying to get us to Sparrow's Roost, and he won't take us, and I just think he's being a little unreasonable, and I just really don't like him.
Continue.
Just start rolling stuff. I'm like, what's happening?
Such like a Pavlovian
Dude,
response.
he would-
Just shut up.
He would also like to charge us 53 gold ahead to do so.
I mean, by that point, we might as well just have him take us up north and then make the journey back down to Sparrow's Roost. And she just takes out her dagger and she's hitting the side of the ship for emphasis. She's like, but I really, really don't want to go there. Just
So-
throws it.
So Gavin does kind of like, he like reaches out and grabs her hand, like kind of nervous, but he's like, hey, this is our only ship, so let's not destroy it in a blind rage. That being said, I think I have a proposal on funding that trip. And Gavin pulls out like 50 copper pieces and transmutes them into gold.
Well, that better be a lot more than 50.
And she
Per head.
sighs and she's like, you're going to have to do that for everyone. We need 53 gold a head to go to Sparrow's Roost.
Gavin shrugs and says, it's all the same to me. I can literally do this up to 5 feet worth of like a stack of copper.
Kinda
If
shrugs.
everyone just piles it in front of me, I am good.
Nice.
And like throws some coins at him. And she's like, I hope you can get one over on this asshole.
I say,
Oh,
look,
I forgot,
well,
I have a bag of jewels.
You do have a bag of jewels.
I totally forgot. I didn't.
True,
we
and
did
you
not-
don't even like jewels.
I'm sorry to say, we didn't even break down how much those were worth. Actually,
I think we did. I said a bag
He
worth of
doesn't
something.
even go here.
I don't actually have. That's the one thing I do not have down. I have the.
so yeah. So Gavin just kind of like says, like, look, Tris, you want to go, kind of let everyone know. I think it would, I think it's reasonable to say, pay on delivery, maybe. I don't know. And
Okay. And so Trish
it'll be
starts
good.
going to every person. And she's like, hey, just so you know, he's trying to charge us to take us to Sparrow's Roost. A couple silver and then about 53 copper should do it.
Wait, are you fleecing our party right now, Meta?
I mean-
are you fleecing?
I mean,
Hey,
she's a
let her
thief.
do it.
That's why I said Meta. Anyway, okay. Anyway,
Okay, well, you come to me. I carry nothing but gold pieces. So I just flip you one gold piece. And
Yeah. Abe's
And
kind
Trish
of.
kind of looks at it and she's like, we're gonna need to break this.
This is no concern of mine. I paid you more than what you've asked.
Yeah.
And she just kind of sighs and like flings it back at him and moves on.
Abe,
there are merchants on this vessel. You realize?
they don't have.
She's-
Yeah, they might have like a pouch of
Hey,
some.
well,
stuff.
a pouch of something. We could
Yeah.
still break that gold.
You find Abraham. He's down in the kitchen. He has a bunch of pots on the stove. And he's boiling things.
Making copper pieces.
And no, he's just upping, redoing his potions. He's trying to rest and recover some of his lost supplies. As you come down the steps, you kind of see him slide in a piece of that rose petal or the flower petal he took from you into one of his potions.
And
Trish is
Trish,
uncomfortable.
she kind of like takes a whiff. She's like, smells like burnt hair, and then just kind of looks at him sideways. And she's like, "Hey, we need about 5 gold from you, and 55 copper."
Oh, he
to,
kind of
to
looks.
make it to Sparrow's Roost.
He kind of looks at you, and he goes, "This is kind of awkward, but I've never had to carry money."
And Trish just kind of like looks at him sideways, and like cakes a pot of one of his ingredients and walks out.
And he's like, "Joke on you. That was actually a health potion I was making special for you. That's why I took the samples, but I guess that's now gone."
Thought you needed that. Thought you might need it in the future.
Fun times. I don't know if you want to know why he doesn't carry money with him, but he is the son of a council member of Grumbar.
True.
Things are just kind of given to him. He actually stole the gold that he used to pay for his trip from a dead body. So
Actually sounds more like your kind of guy.
Yeah, to be honest.
All right, who you going to next?
Kren?
Hey,
There's a
buddy.
man who does not part with
yeah,
money.
Kren, where are you located? Are you hanging out with like the other merchants that escaped, or you kind of off on your own?
No, I'm just kind of by myself.
All right.
So Trish walks up to Kren. I'm not gonna fleece you. And she's like, we're being charged to try and make it to Sparrow's Roost, so he doesn't have to take us all the way up north. It's gonna take us like a month out of our way. We've got a plan.
So you're getting fucking
He's
lucky.
charging us 53 gold.
Fucking
But
lucky.
we're gonna try and work something out. Can I get from you 53 copper? Don't ask questions.
Oh, see.
It's been about. Actually, it's been about maybe 6 hours.
Just copper.
Thank you. And she takes it from Kren. Moves on. I
Nice.
have it from everyone. I need to get some from Adria.
All right, Adria, where are you at?
She'll give you a healing spell.
Adria's in the.
Yeah, she'll drop a heel for you.
How about I heal you tomorrow? I give you last rites.
Adria's in the barracks. What's the?
Yeah, just like the quarters. Yeah.
Yeah. Resting up, reading her prayer book.
Okay.
That's where she's at.
It's like, hey, I don't want to bother you, but we're trying to get him to drop us off at Sparrow's Roost, and he's trying to charge us. Do you have 53 copper? We're gonna try and.
Oh,
figure
you guys, my
something out.
mommy texted me from Cuba.
Aww.
Adria says she does have that.
Cool. So I gather it. I bring it back
Don't
to
just say it.
Gavin. I'm like,
Yeah,
so we didn't get it from everybody, but I figure if it's just copper, we'll make up the difference, and we'll make it worth it later.
Marcus
We'll-
pulls out his satchel of jewels that he's just kind of been holding on to and just sets it in the pile.
Gavin frowns and says, "Look, I'm not going to transmute jewels into gold. That would be weird."
Yeah.
Well,
It's about the
why
jewels.
don't-
I would say, let's say it's about worth 150 gold.
Well, I was just doing to cover the difference because we didn't get 53 copper from him.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
and
give
this
us-
way-
but Gavin looks at you and goes, it's a ruse, bro. Like, why are you paying with real money?
and
Just
Trish,
give me real. Just give me
Trish
copper.
just like holds up her hand, holds her hand, goes,
What?
and just takes the gems and like opens your satchel and drops it in and like pulls the drawstring and goes, for your trouble.
And Gavin nods and says, acceptable. Okay. This is, however, not a charity case, and I'm not fronting this copper for the people who won't.
We just gave you a bag of gems. Empty your fucking copper pouch.
Gavin kind of hesitates and goes, what gems?
You two are absolutely heads. Absolute heads to the core.
Trish kind of like just starts getting huffed up and takes her dagger out and starts hitting it on the ship railing again.
Yeah.
Gavin.
Gavin sighs and goes, Jesus. Okay, fine. Whatever. Like,
At this point, the party is interrupted by Farzu, who unexpectedly comes scurrying up and then just dumps a bag full of copper onto the table in front of you. What's your response to this?
Gavin's just kind of silent for a second, and then says, You're all right, Farzu.
She's
You're
like,
all right.
reaches down and like rubbles his hair. She's like, "Oh, buddy, did you pickpocket this?"
Do you want to do Farzu's voice?
No, I mean if you're gonna, yeah, I would. You want to role play
I
him?
don't have a second playable character, but this was an important point I wanted to kind of help.
Yeah, no, go for it.
And well, let's just say there were some heavy pockets on this ship.
And she like bends down and just like she's like,
Oswin, no.
"I could hug you. I'm not a hugger."
Get away.
And she like kind of like gives him a little,
I can't
soft punch. She's like,
Come on.
"Good for you."
Come on, Osmond. Hey, no.
He scurries away.
Stop. Trish, will you call her
Osmond.
out of the cords?
Osmond, come here,
Thank
baby.
you.
I was like, no, not the way.
Dad.
The most Basset of Bassets.
Okay. You just wanted Thomas's love.
Okay, so
I would give you your love if you came over this side.
Yeah, he dumps somewhere between 200 and 300 copper pieces on the table.
Sweet. So Gavin gathers them up into like a separate bag that he's gonna like hang on to for the transmuting, and says like, "Look, it only lasts an hour, so I'm not gonna bother doing it right now. But we have it squared away, and if I need to, show it to Atlas, then we have it all in one place, and it's a quick fix."
Triss nods and just like nods her head, and she's like, "Come with me." And she
Pardon
goes
me.
and knocks on Atlas's
Are we not
door.
going to address the fact that you apparently have decided to rob me of a sack of jewels?
No, we're not. All right.
And Triss kind of looks like she's like, "I mean, you put them on the table. You didn't infer you wanted them back.
Yeah, Gavin says it seemed like a tip. So what am I doing with this?
Just hang back." And so she goes and brings Gavin, and they knock on Atlas's cabin.
He keeps you waiting like a solid 10 minutes.
And Trish is just fuming the whole time.
And he comes out. And
so during the time, like Gavin transmutes them into gold.
he comes out and he's shirtless in his like silken pants and his like awesome curly-toed shoes. His satyr is still like strapped to his thigh. He still has all of his rings, and in his hands like just this giant goblet of wine. And he's just like, "What does girl need? Girl look for company?"
Triss takes his wine from his hand, takes a sip, just goes, "No, we have your gold. You'll get it at Sparrow's Peak. We expect to be there. What's reasonable? I'm not sure how far it is.
It's a 2-week journey from Tristan Peak.
We expect to be there in 2 weeks. You'll get it when we're there."
Gavin does like half the bag. He opens it, shows it, but he's like, "That being said, this is sort of our insurance policy, so
He
we can't go anywhere."
Atlas looks into the bag. Roll a deception roll.
I mean, they are gold.
Yeah.
Can I roll it too, since I'm like with him?
Do I have advantage because it's actual gold?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. It's not. I didn't make it like illusionary gold.
yeah.
So, like, it is real gold. There's no.
It's just Atlas is also a world
He's
traveler,
like a pirate.
knows
Pirate King.
the
I have an
know
18
of tricks.
plus.
That's gonna be fine.
I'm like, I do.
That's
That's good deception.
Good deception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have plus 4 to deception, so 20.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just kind of looks at the gold, and he looks back at you, and goes, "Half now, half at Sparrow's."
Ooh, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. No. Gavin says,
And Trish shakes her head. She's
No.
like, "No, we have no other insurance. What are we gonna do? Jump off your ship? We will pay you when you do what we're paying you to do."
He kind of looks at you and looks over and goes, "I have much rope," and then closes the door.
I'm like, Trish still has his wine and just starts walking away with Gavin. He's like, "I just really hate him."
I think Atlas is my favorite fucking character.
If I can make a point, you do have a satchel of gems that did not belong to you too long ago that you could use to suffice for this.
Yeah,
She's
that might convince him.
Gavin, like, with
A
the
bag of
wine
jewels,
hand,
that might
and she's
convince
like,
him.
"You have a bag of gems. Give him 5 of them as our down payment."
I mean, that's not half.
Just have him have him hold the bag and then exchange for the gold.
No,
the
no,
gold
no,
Abe-
no. We won't get it back. Just give him a couple gems.
Abe kind of comes up, and he's like, "I know their type. I got this." And he kind of puts his hand in the bag and pulls out like 6 gems. And he walks over on the door, knocks. You just see him kind of whisper in like Atlas's ear for like 10 minutes.
Oh god.
And he does like one of those like secret like handshakes. And
Just passing it off.
he comes walking back,
The gym
and he's just like, "All right, we're good." And he goes back downstairs.
Gavin scowls because he now has like half less gems.
Yes, yes, you do.
She's like, do we still have to pay him then? Like, how good are we?
Like as he's walking away, he's like, "Oh no, we gotta pay him. It's just he's gonna let us stay on the boat."
Oh. Okay.
I'm profoundly concerned about the scruples of my companions.
Yeah.
Abraham, a word, please. Marcus
And
is going
I
to
mean,
follow
yeah,
him
you can follow him down.
downstairs.
And Trish is holding things, and she just looks at Marcus, just, wine?
I don't drink.
That sucks. Finishes
All right.
Alice's
So we'll say
wine.
that's like the end of like day 1 kind of thing, like of this 2-week journey.
Cool.
But for the moment, you have secured travel passage to Sparrow's Roost that you know of.
Yeah.
We think.
Let's see. Decides to bamboozle us and just take us for all we have.
Who's a
Yeah.
pirate?
That was a
He's a
good
pirate.
role playing session, you guys. I'm very proud.
Oh,
Thanks.
Okay.
Poor Marcus.
Yeah.
It's not as though he's like particularly attached to the gems. He's just more.
No, he's more
concerned.
stunned. Like,
Yeah, more stunned
like,
over just
this
the
is
fact
the
that.
crowd I've fallen in.
Yeah,
with.
like just.
Trish-
He's just so happy to just take.
Trish
these
and
are
Gavin?
Not my people.
Yeah.
It's like
I need to
Book in the
question
first
my
episode of
life choices
Firefly.
right now.
I think I'm on the wrong ship.
Trish and Gavin, you guys want this?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yay, thank you.
For your role playing.
I was 12 feet tall,
I
motherfucker.
feel like
Because of Gavin.
Oh,
Guys,
yeah, you play that card. All
at
right,
this
fine.
point, I feel like Tris and Atlas might hate fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once you finish that goblet of wine, I'm almost certain that we'll
Yeah,
come
I
back.
feel like day 6 might start with Trish sneaking out of Atlas. You know,
Just,
there's a couple days down
just
the
a
road.
tunic on with her boots and
Tris-
stuff in hand.
If Triss and Atlas fuck, is that considered cheating? I don't know if I like that.
I don't think so. It's not like it is Trish.
It's true. It's true.
And she's still fuming. She's like, I'm gonna kill him.
That's what I do all the time with
Hate
one
fuck?
woman in particular.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Worlds.
valid.
I know this. I roll a d20. I know of this.
I know this.
Okay,
I know
so
of
let's jump ahead 3 days right into your 2-week journey.
I will say, by the way, in the meantime, on the like the bow of the ship,
You guys should jump in.
I did.
I've been like practicing like technique, my my axe technique, and so basically, I acquire great weapon mastery.
Yep.
Over
Yep, this
the
would be the
span
time
of a
to-
few days, yeah.
So, are those people leveled up? You want to explain how you've been practicing your skills on this journey? So, because I know some of you guys leveled up after that last encounter.
So I didn't level up, but to set some groundwork for my eventual like level, because of like our growing friendship and kind of like what's going on. I asked like Trish to kind of like help.
I want you to roleplay the ask.
Yeah, we'll play that out.
Well, we can, but I'm saying this. I would assume this is happening over the course of these 2 weeks, so we can do like a scene. But we jumped ahead, and I didn't want to
Jumped out
All
3
right.
days.
like make
We
it
did
weird.
jump 3 days.
We did. Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
I figured like you can ask her on the 3rd day. Like I'm saying, like I'm jumping ahead 3 days, and we're gonna kind of catch up with like we can have this moment now. Like, hey,
Cool,
like I
okay.
want to talk.
I
Or
didn't wanna
like
derail
exactly
what you
like
had
Count down
Yeah.
3 more days.
But
to
I'm
Trish.
like, this is just a one session
Hate
thing.
fucks Atlas.
Yeah.
I want to lay some groundwork. That, like,
yeah. No,
this
like
is happening.
definitely like I just want
This is happening.
like we're gonna role play what's happening on this 3rd
Cool,
day, kind
okay.
of like so if you guys have anything like exactly you want to ask Tris and stuff.
Cool.
So
How would you
Cringe
level
ones.
up?
We're on the-
Practicing healing people?
Yeah,
If
healing.
you're particular study
If
of
you're
your-
leveling up, because you're not getting anything like
Scripture.
like you're a new feat or something.
No.
You're just getting stronger. So like that's just you just gain that from
Yeah.
experience.
You can
Yeah.
pray more. That's usually how.
Yeah, you can have maybe like a dream where your god visits you or something, you know, like and you're like, oh
yeah, you wake up and you feel
Vision where
more
suddenly you have more power.
imbued.
That's a pretty.
But I didn't obtain any.
Why even ask?
I knew a new spell.
Tom, I
More
do want you to
slots.
roleplay Farzu a little bit because I want to try to bond with him a little bit.
One more time. What was that?
I said I do want you to roleplay Farzu a little bit because I'd like to bond with him and try to like.
Yeah.
swear
Okay.
to
Yeah, we can
God.
do that all right now on the 3rd day if you guys want. Do some more role playing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking up the ceiling. And then again, I imagine myself as a blind person, just like listening to a voice and not seeing.
Just happens.
Okay. Side note story. One time when I was walking home from the trolley after high school, or from the bus station after high school, I walked home with my eyes closed, tried to act like what it would be like to be blind, and I definitely almost got hit by a car. Fun story about Thomas when he was 15.
Can't say. All right.
All right. Okay, so it's on the 3rd day, about half day. Zealcoff, you said like you've been training up on the bow, you know, kind of swinging the axe around, getting strong, and as always, like Farzu's nearby, right? He's watching you. He's always watching. He's very, but he's never gotten close. If that makes sense. Like he's always kept his distance. He keeps his distance from most people. He'll take his meals kind of like on the loner table or kind of down the cargo bay. He's kind of like a loner. But
table 9.
Yeah, but he hasn't like he hasn't caused any trouble. And when the crew puts him to work, he does his work, you know, and you know, maybe you caught him a couple times trying to procure some daggers from people. One night, on the second night, you may have woken up with him standing over you with a dagger to your throat, but he didn't kill you. He just drew a little blood, and then he like disappeared back into the darkness. Yeah, so he's sitting by and watching you practice.
All right, so I'm, you know, I decided, you know, I've been, you know, observing him over the last couple of days, keeping his distance, which I found fascinating because now that I've given him some semblance of freedom, I expected him to either try to kill me immediately or keep his distance and not want to be around me at all. So I've been very curious about him staying within that such a close proximity. So I finally stop and I say, Farzu, you've been escaped from your bonds for a few days now. How do you find this new freedom?
His voice was high, right?
Well, yeah, it was a little. I mean, he's a man, so yeah, he's gonna be higher.
I don't find this to be freedom. How can I be free when I'm constantly watched and I'm trapped in the sky?
Well, we share this prison in the sky right now, and while I can't claim to give you what you truly want, I don't want you to be unhappy with your lot. But you've stayed closer to me than I expected once I freed you from your bonds. Why is this?
We don't get much drow on Stone Island. I find you to be intriguing.
Many do. This comes as no surprise to me, but given our first meeting, I would have thought you bore me more ill will.
Oh, don't put or mistrust me there, elf. But I plot your death.
So once our prison in the sky comes to an end, it sounds as though you would prefer to go back into bondage.
If you can. Force me back into bondage. But for now, I'm comfortable with this peace. And as he kind of says that, he kind of like spits the word, like it's not like really peace, but he like has a mutual trust of like between you guys, knowing that like to start a fight here would be a losing battle, you know.
I too am distrustful in times of.
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm sorry, sir. I'm using you as an eye line to act off of, and I feel really bad because I'm like just like talking to you and just getting all the eye contact.
Yeah, I was like, all right, it's all good, but I was like,
I'll do this now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I too feel distrust in a time of relative peace. I feel most alive in the glory of battle. I've seen the way you fight, and I know you could be a powerful ally. So, while I know that you have no love lost for me, I think that you could be a valuable asset to what we're trying to achieve.
He kind of nods at you, and he kind of says, "Power respects power. So though I don't like you, I respect your power."
That is all I can ask.
Yeah.
Now, free me from your pesters company.
Yeah. So he kind of he hops down from like the railing he was on and makes his way down below deck to probably find something to eat or something to steal.
All right. That's good enough for me.
All right. And you've achieved 1 friend point with
Farzu. Yes, 1 respect point.
Oh man, friend points. That would be a fucking mechanic. Anyone else want to play out some scenes while we're here?
Marcus is actually going to be observing this all from where the actual ship's like, yeah, I want to call it a crow's nest, but I know I feel like it's just a spotter's nest.
Just
like a
taking it
crow's
out of
nest?
the ship's
Yeah,
Or-
cavity?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a high place.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
secluded.
Kind of like think about there's like a ladder on the side that you can climb up to, and it's more of like a platform like box that sits on top of the dirigible
Okay.
or balloon part of the airship.
Yeah, so he's going to observe the kind of strange exchange. He's been meditating. It's just a good way to keep up his focus. He'll go through several forms and do that through the day and just see if he can attain another spiritual sort of level. Yeah. I know I have a patron, but I've never spoken to her. That's a bit meta, but I don't know.
Who do you want to talk to?
I don't know if we want to. If we're going to introduce my patron at any point or time, if you have a plan for that.
I mean, not at the moment. Maybe when you're at more of like a, we can try exploring it more at like Sparrow's Roost.
Okay.
I have some more what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not religious, but more spiritual. Yeah, spiritual people that will be more located.
Okay, that's totally fine. I was just
Like
curious.
located there, so probably more appropriate like there before you go. There's a abbey of an order that's prominent in Brill called the Brotherhood of Balance, and they're like kind of like the army faction of like the priests of light and dark, if that makes sense. So they're the ones who go out and like administer like and keep the balance between the two churches. But they have like abbeys and abbots like located all over Brill, and one of like their main abbots is located just outside the border of Sparrow's Roost.
Okay, cool.
So
Alright.
yeah, we
So
can play something out there.
All right, cool. I just was curious. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit in this nest and kind of just observe the goings on of the deck and just practice my various martial art forms and just sit there. That's all.
Okay.
Can I try?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
role play that shit.
Okay, so we've been on the ship for 3 days. So Adria has been helping in the infirmary. Does this ship have an infirmary? It does now. She's been.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can section off like one point of like the crew quarters.
And she's also taken an interest in Abe's alchemy. She's been curious because you said he was making healing potions, or he was trying to.
Yeah.
And she's curious about that because her healing comes from like her deity.
Okay.
So she's curious about how like Abe like makes his healing potions.
Okay. So yeah,
Fuck yeah.
That's all I got.
That's
Awesome. Yeah. So you want to have a discussion with Abe?
I didn't think that far. I don't.
Okay. Well, if you want to, you would find Abe in the kitchen
Yeah.
with his.
Maybe Adria would ask him like what ingredients go in his healing potion.
Okay. So let's play this out. So
Okay. Oh, I'm so scared.
Abe is
I don't know if he's gonna give up the milk.
Abe is down.
Oh.
Abe is down in the kitchen, right?
Okay.
And he has his pots and stuff, and things are boiling. There's odd smells and colors in the air, and let's say Adria kind of makes her way in, and
Adria's like peeking. She's like taking lids off and kind of looking
Yeah.
in like jars.
yeah. And then Abe is standing there allowing you to look at him all. He's kind of looking at his book, and every now and then he looks up from his book, but looks back at his book. He's someone who he'll talk. You know, he's kind of one of those things you have to pry out of him. He's very secluded, and if he doesn't have to go of his way, he won't, kind of thing. But yeah, he definitely will not initiate conversations, rarely,
Adria goes.
unless they're hand signals.
Then I'll initiate the fuck out.
Yeah.
Adria goes. So is one of these a healing potion?
Yeah, the one in the far burner simmers for 3 days. I found it's makes for greater healings. Get it? Greater potions. So yeah, yeah. You can always tell a healing potion from the cherry scent it has from brewing.
Are there cherries in it? Like what ingredients go in it?
It's an interesting question. A lot of people actually form their own formulas when it comes to potions, and I guess you could say this one's more of a home brew of sorts.
Oh, mention the name of the podcast.
Oh, mention the name of the podcast. What?
Anyway.
And he kind of turns his book around, and what you see is like pages full of like formulas and equations and things. And he kind of just says like, from where I'm from, potions tend to be more lethal and try to do harm is the ones that are sought after. But after I mastered those, I found myself wanting to do more good with my potions and try to do more good in the world. And that's when I found this one. It was actually when my mother died. Is when I came up with this formula, and it involves her favorite flower, lilies.
It's real feels.
Yeah.
Right in the fields.
Yeah.
Well, Adria wasn't expecting that, and she doesn't know what to say. So she kind of just takes a look around some more at some of the ingredients and lets Abe get back to work.
Sick. As you leave, he kind of calls and goes, this is a new brew, but if you ever have need, let me know. And he kind of goes into the health potion and pours it out. And even though it smells like cherries, it's not red like a typical red hue like a typical potion. It's more of a clear potion to it, and he gives you a greater potion of healing. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Bonding.
Yeah.
Crazy. Funny thing is, in the pot next to him, he's making the craziest fucking acid. No. LSD. Yeah, so that's what him. As you leave, Abe kind of continues his studies. Through these studies, he kind of has, since he has time now, he kind of has time to kind of make some more breakthroughs through some formulas that he was having difficulties with, and he actually discovers how to make some more bombs.
Woo.
He figures out the formula for a tar bomb, and also an acid bomb as well. He also figures out a way to modify his capsules in order to exclude, to form his explosions in certain ways.
Oh, okay.
Meaning, like, he can throw a 10x10 bomb or a 15x15 bomb, but it can exclude like a 1x1 5x5 square. So he now has different like shaped kind of capsules. Yeah, that'll explode in different ways.
Nice.
So it's been an eventful couple days, but he's a smart guy, and once he has time to figure stuff out, he can only figure it out. Anyone else? Why we travel on this third day?
Yeah. I just didn't want to go first.
Oh no, you okay?
I just didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, by necessity with the alchemy thing, I kind of took up day one.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So Gavin approaches Trist and says, "Look, I think we make a pretty good team. So, pardon me if maybe this is like a little forward and not something you're interested in, but I think we can."
Oh.
And Trish just like holds up her hands. She's like, "You are not my type."
Gavin frowns and goes, "Neither are you." No, I'm sorry. There was any. I know I'm attractive, but no. No, I don't know if they're like trade secrets, but I would like to learn. Like, just. I like nice things.
Some of your roguish ways.
And I don't like paying for them. And I would like to, I guess, maybe get better at acquiring things, on the cheap. And that being said, I think that I have some spells and abilities that would make your life easier, and maybe we could benefit from mutual trade of skills.
And she just kind of like
He's talking about that sex.
nods her head back and forth. She's like, "This is gonna be really difficult for you. Sneaking, you have to be. What am I? Just quiet.
Less ostentatious.
You're gonna have to be quiet, and I can try. I will do my best to help you with this."
Gavin frowns and says, "I can be quiet."
Okay. So she agrees to help him, and she's kind of thinking, she's just like, your forte is magic? Is that?
One might say
Yeah.
that yes, magic is a skill that I do have that I have
I do
honed
possess.
somewhat. Yes. Yeah.
I have been known to throw the spells.
I'm known to throw a
That
spell or
intrigues
two.
me. I haven't ever had much exposure to it. I've always been kind of a brawler.
Well,
and
exposure, and you've been hit by it.
what's kind of what I've always kind of wanted to do is to light things on fire without having to touch them. If you could help with that, I could
Fucking
help
arsonist.
you acquire some goods.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Gavin smiles. Oh yeah, that's actually like super reasonable. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to kill one of you two. I can't have this happen. This party will fall apart.
An arsonist sorcerer.
As I build everything, things will start to burn and die around me. I begin to see the downfall forming between this. That's funny.
So she agrees.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Okay. Anyone else before we jump forward anymore? Kren? No? Alright. So we're gonna jump forward another 3 days, the evening before, like the 7th day, kind of before they're supposed to reach that fork in the river.
Oh, one more thing I did want to add. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Jump ahead. I've been during the day. I've been practicing my sword and axe technique to attain great weapon mastery. In the evening time, while I sit, by candlelight or lantern or whatever we have, I've been continuing to whittle down and form my skeleton king femur into a staff that I'm going to attach something, whether it be a maul or warhammer, like something to actually put on the top of it. So it's now been like
It's like a handle.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like a
Really
okay.
badass.
Yeah.
Scrimshaw handle.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's definitely doable in like your 2-week trip.
Yeah,
so
just
definitely
for
with
weapon
spare
mastery
time and stuff. Yeah.
Back to
Trish has
my conversation with Gavin though. Sorry, really quick about the teaching him to steal.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, and then she holds out her hand. She's like, I'm going to need your bag of gems. You'll get it back. This is the only way I can teach you. You'll get it back.
Gavin kind of laughs and goes, fine.
So she
Tosses
takes it
over.
and she puts it in her pouch and she's like, you can have it back when you steal it from me.
Gavin goes, that's fair, I suppose.
Nice.
I'm just envisioning one of those without the rain touching my
Yeah.
hand, like,
Right.
kind of on a
Awesome.
good
And that'll be one of those things you guys continue to teach each other over time.
Yeah.
Thievery and then the mastery of like trying to tap into magic and make fire.
Mhm.
It's not something you can get in 2 weeks' time, but it's definitely something that everyone with training can get. So
And
definitely.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna try and what we're gonna do in the filler time is like if you see a member of the crew that's sleeping or something, I'm gonna try and have you like steal from them without waking them.
Yeah.
Just little like that.
Swag, yeah.
Awesome. The next 3 days or so, pretty uneventful. The only really big thing that happened was Abe accidentally gave most of the crew dysentery, testing out one of his new potion recipes on people.
Noise.
He was extremely sorry, but he mixed up one like ground up newt with the eye of a lizard, and shit went bad. I don't know what you can do, but
More
sometimes
practice for age.
sometimes
Yeah.
stuff happens.
She's like sweet.
Adri's like sweating and like shaking and like pausing every couple minutes to go like just like shit her brains out over the side.
Oh no, the health potion's good. It was like some other horrible thing that he like gave out the crew
Yeah,
too.
I don't have dysentery.
Well, yeah,
I
but
can,
that's
I can
everyone, right?
heal
Like-
myself.
Most of the crew, yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to roll for dysentery,
I assume like everyone in the ship like we had dinner
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the
and we
check?
all
What was
That's
that?
Constitution check, right?
yeah, if you want to roll.
Roll this.
Oh, I have a healing.
Oh, I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you
I
definitely.
definitely have the disc.
You looked almost dead.
14.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you had like
No.
you had some, but it wasn't like
That was like a rough night.
Yeah.
For Gavin.
I can't find my constitution.
17.
all right, you're good.
Yeah, I figured I'm a monk.
Oh, here it is.
Oh shit.
16.
Farzu got a 3.
Oh, Farzu and Gavin are just on the poop deck, shitting themselves.
On the poop deck. Making the poop deck.
Yeah.
Matt, did you want to roll? You good?
I'm good.
Dragonborn, you don't get fucking
Yeah,
sick.
so let's say.
Awesome. So after the end of those 3 days, you guys are kind of approaching the fork, right, on that 7th day, kind of the midway point of your trip. And you kind of lower it down from where you were, and you kind of see you see the fork in the river, right? The kind of river you've been periodically coming down out of the cloud line to check and going back up. And you kind of see the fork, and you're supposed to be going straight, but you definitely kind of feel that the ship is veering a little bit more towards the north.
Time to have a talk with our friendly captain.
Yeah, time to have a talk with your friendly Captain Atlas, and I think that's a good spot to kind of end it. I had a nice little skill check, had a good little role playing sesh. But yeah, until next time, you guys. Thank you again for listening, and have a good one.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
And no one died.
No one died.
No, some people got the shits.